What's up guys, Joshua D-Day here. Welcome to Behind the Lines, the series where we discuss the lyrics, meaning, and background of all of our songs. Today, we will be discussing the third song on our most recent record, Enter the Void. That song is titled Black Magic and Blood Money. The constellation we selected to represent this song is one we created. So for the music video for this track, we created a fictional cult, not a real one, called the Sunt Umbra, which is Latin for the Great Shade. So we had to create a sigil to go along with this cult. You can see that sigil right here, and this is what we used to create the constellation for the cover artwork. The sigil draws influence from a few different places, one of which being the alchemical symbol for arsenic or poison, another one being the all-seeing eye, and then the last element there is a chalice or goblet right at the bottom that is siphoning blood from us, the people, common man, our loyalty, our willpower, and our strength. So if you've seen the music video, you will know that it is all about this cult, the Sunt Umbra, and a protagonist who infiltrates said cult as they're performing this sort of black sacrament ritual. She is successful in the end, and it is all meant to be a visual representation of the lyrical content. So like everything we do, the lyrics of this song are twofold. You have the kind of two sides of the ampersand, black magic and blood money. So first, the blood money side is related to the real world things we have happening today: corruption, collusion, assassination, subterfuge, all these things that we are now becoming aware of. Obviously, the internet and social media and news access has its downsides, but upsides are we are able to get this information nowadays and communicate about it instantaneously with one another. And the tagline we used for this song was "Believe nothing, question everything." So to go along with all of that, it's our way of saying, okay, because there's all this information, we're just people, we're not computers, we can't process all of this right away and objectively say like, oh, everything needs to be this way. So we have to build our own moral compasses, our moral filters, and sift through that information as it passes through and choose what to believe. On the other side of the ampersand, you have black magic, which is more of a reference to the spiritual, the metaphysical side of quote unquote selling your soul, which I believe actually happens, but you know, that could be even so much as just giving up an element of your humanity to progress in some sort of darker ambition to fulfill a greed, a lust for power, something like that. So I think we can all agree that that kind of thing really happens, whether it's just literal or also spiritual. And all of this, to tie it back together, is again, us trying to build this metaphor to show just how important it is with all of this craziness that we have going on in the world today, to make sure that you are never taken advantage of, make sure that you are not subjugated, build your moral filter, find things you think are important, make sure that they're not just things you were told are important. I know that was a big thing for me when I was going through college, was as I was growing up and maturing, I realized that the things that I thought were important weren't necessarily what my family, what my job, what even my college institution told me were important. And that really flipped my world upside down. But as soon as I got out on the other side of that and I started to recognize who I was and what I actually cared about, I started to see life in an entirely different way. I morphed this band into talking about what it talks about. And I can only hope the same for other people. So just remember, it is very important to build a moral foundation that you're comfortable with and that you feel is authentic, and it will only benefit you in the long run.